Well, the childhood challenges of fitting in and being liked, amplified by a cross-cultural upbringing. That is just one of the highlights of the memoir, With All My Might. Author Gabriella van Rij shares her experience as a toddler at a Pakistani orphanage, adopted by Dutch parents, and growing up in Europe, bullied by classmates. For another look at the bullying crisis that has hit schools and homes here in the U.S., our author joining us live now this morning. Thanks for being here today.
Thanks for having me.
I might have butchered your last name. Pronounce that for me.
No, that was actually pretty good.
Yay for me. Okay, so tell me, you wrote this book, and it has been circulating with a lot of young people, and it has been speaking to them, even though your experience is different from what a lot of us have had growing up.
Yeah, totally different, because everything is different today in the bullying. But the part of bullying that never changes is the extreme meanness. It is so amazing how people can be like that, children to each other. And then the child that gets bullied gets so paralyzed that it can't live a normal life.
Absolutely. I mean, I think this has happened to a lot of us. It happened to me in middle school. I was depressed for about a year and a half in middle school because of this. Mean girls, the mean girl syndrome. And, you know, I grew up in middle America. Your experience, tell us about that.
Well, my experience is that I learned how cruel people are because I look different. There's nothing I can do. I did stand out between all those Dutch girls in the Netherlands, and they were quite tall. And, you know, I finally learned that it's your uniqueness that makes you stand out, but it doesn't take away the humiliation. And I did write the book, and I did write about how I felt when I was being attacked.
And I think that is important for the bullies to understand because they don't get it.
I understood, but much later, that the bully actually liked my uniqueness, and that's where you get bullied. But go explain that to a victim.
Well, especially when you're talking about boys, I think, growing up. They just want your attention, and so they'll end up picking on you.
They pick on you, or they pull at you, and if you saw the Bully movie, I mean, being strangled, being poked at, stabbed at in a bus, it's just not okay.
No, it is absolutely horrible, and we've been talking a little bit more about this since the movie Bully came out. I believe we have a clip from that.
Yeah.
That's something that you were encouraged to see be passed around.
Yeah, what I think is fantastic about the movie is its awareness. We need awareness and education on this subject for all of us. I call it, there are three groups here: the bully, the victim, and the bystander. But we forget in the bystander is the parents, us, friends, and all of us need to help. So if you see the Bully movie, you have to take 5 kids with you and just go see it.
But you know what's interesting too is it's not just kids, it's adults being bullied as well.
In the workforce, I see it in Canada, especially new immigrants when they come in, but it's also the harassment because, again, we feel like we're a minority and we feel like we have to tread on eggs, and I think we don't need to anymore.
Yeah, tell me about that. Your theory, a very interesting theme in the book, is not apologizing for your differences.
I have always apologized. Why, God knows, but I apologized for not conforming and for standing out. So actually you apologize for your own unique fingerprint. That's what I call it. And it's the fingerprint that you need to be proud of. You don't need to push it away. And that's what I've done for 40 years.
And obviously you've been a screaming success at that. Very good.
Thank you.
What would you tell parents right now dealing with this, not even maybe knowing whether or not their kids are being bullied?
But you do know. Listen to your kids. There's always something that we do. Partners, parents, there's something that you see in the child that changes. I call it isolation. Because in the beginning, the child goes still hopeful to school, and then there's a slow change. And when that child goes kind of whatever, yeah, it was nice. You know something is up. You really know. There's never a story coming anymore. I would really ask around. You know,
what's also interesting is we know that this has been going on, you know, since the beginning of time, decades, centuries. Bullying has been a theme. Is anything changing? Is anything improving?
I don't think so, because we have more suicides than we ever did. And they get younger and younger. The youngest one that I know in the Bully movie is Ty, and he's 11. They should not have to deal with this.
They should not.
But the bystander, his best friend, knew about it. So I have a slogan, very easy: become an active witness. We all have to. We can't say we didn't do anything, we just stood there. That's not good enough anymore.
Yeah. All right, we are going to have a link to Gabriella's website on cbssf.com a little bit later on today. Author of All My Might. Thanks for being here this morning and sharing your story. We'll be right back.